Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on this. I think it's very interesting. The American people should hear what's just gone on here. What we've heard is rhetoric without responsibility. There is no question that by moving, as Senator DeMint has, we finally got the Appropriations Committee to endorse what was passed in the ethics legislation. However, after the ethics legislation was passed, I spoke on the floor. I was the last person to speak on the floor late that evening. And I made the statement, and it is now proving out true, that it was ethics reform in name only, no substance. We now hear an argument that says we shouldn't pass a significant portion of the ethics bill in a standalone process so that we can, in fact, do what the American people want, which is transparency in this government. It's very interesting, if you know how this place operates, that if, in fact, you have a earmark reform on appropriations only and no earmark reform on authorizations, you have no earmark reform. Because once something is authorized in an authorizing bill through an earmark, it no longer will apply to the appropriations bill. So we will have the same thing going on, and the reason that we're seeing an objection to earmark reform is because we truly, in the majority of cases, don't want earmark reform. What we're doing is we're doing it, talk about piecemeal, we're doing it only in one area. So what we'll do is there won't be an earmark on appropriations bill outside. What we'll do is authorize them now. And since we won't apply the earmark rule to authorization bills, the American public will once again be hoodwinked. They won't know who, they won't know whose financial interest, they won't know who's benefiting. The problem with ethics in Washington isn't the lobbyists, isn't the campaign contribution, it's the members of the U.S. Congress. And until that changes, until the American people demand accountability, what we just heard was a flimsy excuse for not accepting this into the rules of the U.S. Senate. We voted on it. The American people deserve it. It is a shame. I will ask again. I ask unanimous consent that the Rules Committee be discharged from further consideration. The Senate now proceed to S-123. Further, that the resolution be agreed to and the motion to reconsider be laid upon the table.